So hello, welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're going to be going over the Uprising previews that we've had so far. It's not actually preview season yet; it will be soon, as we'll come on to. But the flavour and the mechanics and the lore and stuff that we've had is all sort of encapsulated in this article, and it looks absolutely fantastic. A mechanic returns that I didn't think we would see again due to the nature of Flesh and Blood, but we'll get onto that. But it looks absolutely awesome, and all the hype and all the rage is around this right now. So yeah, this is Uprising, coming from Legend Story Studios in June. So here it is. Uprising is a standalone booster set that plunges fans into a brutal civil war sweeping across the harsh and unforgiving land of Volcor. Dramai, an Imperial illusionist able to conjure the legendary dragons of Volcor out of the aether and ashes, faces off against FaB, or FaB, a hot-headed ninja who spearheads the uprising against the draconian oppression of the Imperials, while Icelander journeys from her icy homestead in search of answers to painful questions seared deep within her mind. And of course, Uprising is designed for exceptional booster draft, sealed deck, and constructed play, and includes incredible marvels that will leave players and collections in awe. And then we got a fantastic piece of art here, which sort of puts you right in the scene of Volcor. Loads of Eastern building vibes going on here, and I just absolutely love everything about this. The colours, pure fire and ash, and it's just, yeah, it just looks awesome. Pure war going on here, which looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and then we've got the characters as well, illustrated by Sam Yang, this character here, which is FaB, and then we got this wonderful dragoness lady here, illustrated by, or Dramai, sorry, illustrated by Kate Fox. So these heroes just look absolutely fantastic, don't they? Obviously, we've seen Icelander already in the previews for that. I haven't actually done a video on those, but there's loads of people that have. But these characters just look absolutely awesome, and it's sort of fed into a lot of the speculations that a lot of people on Twitter had with regards to fire and ice. Fire and ice is always opposing elements in fantasy games, in RPGs and all that sort of thing. Fire always beats ice and ice always beats fire. Two opposing elements. And yeah, we were right to see, and we were sort of right to predict that fire and ice are going to show in this set, obviously being draconic. Draconic being the fire and the ice being Icelander coming to the fray. I don't know how much ice there will be in the set, but because it looks very fiery and it's set on Volcor, so it's going to be interesting to see how much ice there actually is. Or maybe there's a hidden part of Volcor that's under ice for some reason, or I don't know. There could be an ice dragon out of nowhere who breathes fire. I don't know. But yeah, this art looks absolutely awesome. It's great to see we've got a draconic ninja. What are they going to do? Is that going to be pure Red Deck Wins style, pure burn, pings, all that sort of stuff? Well, can't wait to find out. And obviously we got our own sort of what's her name from Game of Thrones? The dragon lady. We've got our own version of her as well. Daenerys, that's it. We've got our own Daenerys now, a lady that can summon dragons, which is going to be interesting. Albeit they're not actually dragons, they're dragons from the aether. Hence why Illusionist is sticking around. It's not like she's a new class like a summoner or a conjurer. She is still making these creatures from aether, or from the flow, or the mystical energy that surrounds the world of Wraith. So yeah, Illusionist is probably going to be the class ultimately that will summon things. Necromancer is probably still in the works elsewhere, but there's going to be characters now that care about establishing board state, and this is obviously one of them. Cares about the dragons side of things, which we'll get onto in a moment. We're going to speed through this as quickly as we can, but yeah, two awesome characters there from San Yang and Kate Fox. Marvels, of course, not the comic book giant or the absolute IP it's going around, but Marvels apparently are the new rarity for sort of full art majestic stuff. So perhaps forged within the furnace of Heart of Volcor itself, Uprising features works of art so stunning that they can only be described as marvels. Uprising introduces a new marvel rarity, each of one having a carefully crafted design feature that sets it apart from its regular printing. So yeah, we already knew about this. Well, we just sort of did when we obviously looked at the history packs, because there's marvel rarity in those. So rightly so, they're going to be catering to both players and collectors. If you do want to get the awesome Marvel cards, you can do, but you can also get your hands on the regular play sets as demonstrated here. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this very well. Yeah, you should be all right. So we've got the Marvel card face here for Dracona Optimi, the Draconic Illusionist Dragon Ally thing. So yeah, that full art looks absolutely awesome. Another thing to note here is that there is another dragon in the picture, which is just getting absolutely trampled on by this Dracona Optimi. But yeah, that border looks absolutely awesome. You got the draconic border here as well, which looks very, very awesome, very unique. And I think that's just a unique aspect to this Marvel card, is this draconic border here that you can see. So that's cool. And then we got the regular border Dracona Optimi, which of course has the illusionist border with a hint of sort of fire and ash. So obviously you're sort of blending two elements together there, or two design elements together there, like the Rune Blade and the Elemental side all sort of mashed into one for the Elemental Rune Blade. It's the same here with Draconic Illusionist. We've got the Illusionist border, but with a hint of fire and ash in it as well, which just looks absolutely awesome. So yeah, that's the regular card, Dracona Optimi. And just going into this quickly, it says, whenever Dracona Optimi attacks a hero, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. He deals arcane damage equal to twice the number of red cards revealed this way to them or an ally they control. So this is a piece that allows you to blaze someone in the face or something or another ally they control. So they're hinting at obviously more allies in this set, more sort of permanent board state implications in this set, which is going to craft an entirely new archetype of Flesh and Blood decks, which I think is just fantastic. I know we have Prism at the moment, which cares about these sort of inanimate objects floating around that deal different things, but these allies, as we know, we've seen Blasphemer and Ursa in Monarch, they can actually act as a character that attacks on your behalf. So, you know, giving pressure to your opponent in another way, which they can then make the decision of whether they're going to target your face or your ally's face, which I think is another decision which is, you know, going to be quite prevalent going forward. I'm not a meta-analyst, so I don't know where this is going to be in the meta or anything like that, but this is just a cool fucking idea. And I think it's going to be controversial because of the fact that Flesh and Blood is very much a hero-on-hero combat in an arena style thing. So when you're summoning allies to do your work for you and all that sort of thing, it does sort of skew that original perception of what Flesh and Blood is. But I think it's for the better. They need to experiment with more game styles to combat issues that they're obviously having with the current situation, or whatever situation they find themselves in. But yeah, this is interesting because it says it's a Draconic Illusionist Dragon Ally. It's not a token, it's a Majestic rarity. So that's interesting. So an ally at Majestic, very, very interesting. So it says here, obviously it's got 6 life and 6 attack. So it's basically a creature, like Magic the Gathering, which is interesting. So it's basically a creature. So I don't know how you play this, because it has no cost, it has no pitch value, but it's not a token. It's a Majestic rarity. So how do you play this? How do you play this if you're trying to summon dragons? How do you play it? Now, the consensus of a few comments I've seen on Twitter, a few things as well. Joey from Decks and Drafts gave me this idea that I'll feature in this video. But if you remember the old film Dungeons and Dragons, which had Jeremy Irons in it, he had a staff which he used once he got his hands on it to command the dragons. So I think that the illusionist character will probably have some form of weapon or item or something that allows her to summon dragons or attack with dragons based on what the item does. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate too much as to what the mechanics of that might be, but I reckon that's probably how she can summon these dragons, is put a dragon ally or draconic ally from your... Oh, there we go, dragon ally on the text here. So it says dragon ally. So put a dragon ally from your hand into play by paying something or something like that. It'll probably be along those lines. There will be a item or something that summons these, I imagine. But let's not get too much into that speculation. I just love the fact that they're delving into the design space of putting more things permanently on the board rather than just playing cards for numbers and trying to outrace and do that sort of stuff. You're committing stuff to the board rather than just racing someone. Because Flesh and Blood at the moment is just a race as to who can output numbers quicker. But then giving the people the decision to attack things on board that aren't actually your life total, to determine whether it's more valuable to attack your face or attack a permanent or an ally you control, is another thing that I think this game is going to be leaning on going into the future with new sets like this. And this is just awesome, because obviously this is about a year or so ago we got Monarch, and again we're getting more allies a year or so later, which is very, very interesting. So yeah, very cool, and I like the design space that they're dipping their toes into. So key dates: card preview season starts on the 4th of June for the United States. So yeah, that's where we're going to start sealing content creators preview cards. Loads of things get spoiled on Twitter and the socials and all that sort of thing. I haven't received any notification that I might get one, so who knows what's going to happen there. Hopefully we do in the future. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what everyone spoils. You know, it's very, very involved in the community now, albeit it might not seem like it on YouTube, but yeah, very much am. And it's going to be interesting to see what all my friends and stuff spoil. Yeah, it's going to be great fun. So can't wait for that. Then we've got world premiere events: Las Vegas, Madrid, and Sydney from June 10 to June 12. I wish they would put this out like sooner, because it makes it hard for people like me that work regular jobs to get the time off to go to these things. It's a bit of a shame that they don't announce these things further in advance. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Make sure you get to one of those if you can. Pre-release events in selected stores worldwide from June 18 to 19, so you'll see me at one of those in the UK. Release date is June 24th, 2022. So yeah, nice little summer-ish release date, which is straight after payday as well. So lovely old job. So then we've got the product configuration. We've got 226 card set, one fabled. I wonder what that's going to be. A landmark, maybe? And then we got 6 legendary, 27 majestic, 51 rares, 125 common, 16 tokens, and question mark marvels. 16 cards per pack, designed for booster draft. Contains cold foils as well. Fully recyclable paper booster wrappers. Yeah, lovely old job. We love those. A lot easier to recycle, easier to tear, and I haven't experienced any sort of differences with the cards and the quality of the cards inside. So that's fantastic. They're still going down that route after the success of Everfest. So good job there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then we got some sick logos and sort of art on the actual product, which just looks awesome. Really does. Loving the colours here. Interesting bit here. We've got this dragon facing off against this phoenix. So what's that about? Is there going to be a phoenix in the set? Look at that art. What's that going to be then? Leave a comment in the section below us what that's going to be. We've got a dragon and a phoenix on there. There's no other clues on the actual packs themselves or the actual Uprising logo or anything, unfortunately. But yeah, that very much looks like a dragon and a phoenix there fighting each other, which is interesting. And yeah, we got some blitz deck configuration as well. So we got 40 card pre-constructed blitz decks here, as you can see, which is cool. It's good to know that they're going to be putting out some of these blitz decks as well. I'm not sure whether there's going to be an Icelander one. You would think that they would release it in this section if there was, but I guess Icelander's already a hero that we know about, so I guess that makes sense as to why they're not doing it or not including it here. But you can get your hands on the young hero versions of FaB and Drumai on the blitz deck version, which is a lovely old job. But yeah, nice little bit of art here for release date. World premiere events in Madrid, Las Vegas, and Sydney, which is pretty cool. Albeit I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to any of these, but celebrate the release of Uprising with a massive sealed deck event on Friday, a team blitz calling on Saturday, three different heroes per team, and for those who would like to battle until the very end, a battle hardened to round out the weekend on Sunday. So yeah, that's cool. Team events, I think, are another thing that could be a great way of bringing people together. And playing a different game style entirely. I know that there's a shop, Kingdom Gaming, planning to do, I think, a team event in the UK at some point. So, we'll see how that goes. I think that's around this sort of time as well. Whoa. But we'll see. But yeah, team events, I think, are really, really cool. So you can just bring a smattering of a party together and fight another team. I think that's awesome. And then it says a little bit of flavour text here. The Legendary Dragons of Volcor are descending upon world premiere events with a Legendary Dragons of Volcor playmat exclusive to the Uprising World Premiere Weekend, plus event-specific Legendary Dragons of Volcor Dragon Shield 100 sleeves. Event details of each event, specific sleeves revealed on the FaB TCG over the next 3 days. So yeah, depending on which pre-release, or not pre-release, which world premiere you go to, you're going to get a sort of unique dragon for that event. And there's the 3 dragons there of Uprising. So there's 3 dragons. You got some sort of purple hue one here. You got some sort of visceral looking one, and then you got the flame breathing one. This is just awesome. If you can summon all 3 of these, that's ridiculous. And just imagine having all of these out at the same time. That would be ridiculous as well. But yeah, looking awesome. And obviously we still got more announcements to go. You've got all the assets and the marketing stuff if you do want to use the logos or whatever. So yeah, awesome stuff. Really, really like it. And the main thing to take away here is the fact that they're obviously adding allies back in. I think that's a fantastic direction to go in with regards to the future of the game, allowing more play styles on people that want to establish their board state rather than just hitting people in the face with cards. I think it's just going to open up an entire new way to play the game. And all of these cards and stuff, we've had the Icelander ones that, you know, cared about dealing damage to any target, allies, stuff that deals damage to them or an ally they control. All of this new sort of wording and texting on the cards will also contribute to obviously the PvE products that we're going to be getting as well. So we're going to see a lot more of inclusions for that sort of text and that sort of wording or templating to cater to what's coming up in the future for that. And everything else that they've supported so far. So yeah, fantastic job, LSS, and I'm going to round that off here. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'm very, very excited. I'll as soon as I know if and when I might get a preview card, I'll let you know. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I just can't wait to see everyone spoil this stuff. It's going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait to delve into the set. Will I build something? Probably on a janky level, yeah, but you know, not to any sort of competitive standpoint. Have a lovely day.